On the song Radio, the seventh track of this album, Future says, "This is not for the radio, who's this for?" I don't know, Future. I really couldn't tell you who this was for. Because, I mean, you got songs like 2018, those horrible squeaky vocals, and he calls back to his Kingstead feature, which was also horrible. So I don't know why you didn't call back to that. And then he also, on on that same song, he says, "Nasty girl tried to suck me while I was peeing." Uh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Future. And then on Feeling I Give, he said, "Sound like Michael in the same lane." You know what? Let me just start. Let's go from the front to the back of this album. And I'll give you my rankings of each song. And then at the end, I'll give you my ranking of the album. Rating, not ranking. That makes more sense. But, intro, F an interview. Yeah, it's good. You know, had your hopes pretty high for the rest of the album, right? You know, he sort of sounded like he said he put a hit on ASAP Rocky. I don't really know what happened there, but I mean, yeah, it's classic Future. Sounds pretty good. He said he was hustling in elementary. Uh, yeah, I mean, classic Future lines. I gave that a 3 out of 5. And then the next song, 1 2. On this song, Future, what he interpolates the kids rhyme, 1 2, buckle my shoe, 3 4, shut the door. And yeah, he says, 1 2, Pluto coming for you. It reminded me of that Drake and Kendrick song, or not Drake and Kendrick, the Drake and 21 song, Mr. Recoup. That's what it reminded me of, and that's a bad thing because that song is also horrible. Well, one two's not horrible, but I didn't really like it because of the nursery rhyme elements, and the low-pitched outro vocals didn't sound good. He said he has the gayest girls at the door. I don't. Okay, Future. And that's the second track. And we move on to the third track, No Misery. It has the intro of Andre 3000 saying that Future was balancing his pain in his music. Uh, I guess that might be from the same interview as that famous line where Andre says that Future makes music for evil dudes. Feel like if you're gonna use a line from that interview, you should use that one. I mean, that's pretty big on TikTok, right? Whatever. This song was good. The chorus on Genius, it said chorus was sung by Future. I don't believe that at all. It didn't sound anything like Future, but it was giving me the vibes of like 808s and Heartbreaks, and the chorus sounded like the Larry Hoover concert, the extended Runaway outro. That's what it sounded like to me, and it sort of sounded like Throwaway. Sort of the second half of Throwaway is sort of what I was going for, I think. It didn't really land all the way for me. I gave it 2.5 out of 5. I don't know if I said what I ranked one, 2. I gave it 2 out of 5 though. Okay, and then California Girls, Katy Perry reference, maybe. But he said I could start a cult the way they followed me. That's a good line. He also said mouth that move mountains. Love that one. It was catchy. It wasn't amazing. It's fine. His singing was fine. I don't think there's really too much to say about that one. Sort of just sounded like trying to get a cheap hit on TikTok, something like that. That one was a 2.5 out of 5 though. So far, the first 4 songs, they were sort of disappointing. Nothing was sticking out too far, too much besides the intro. And then track number 5, Tank Top Pluto. This, for me, is probably the highlight of the album, probably the best song. It's just really, really good rapping from Future. He said, "Shawty know how to eat it, spaghetti." It sounds good in context, but it's just not a great line. And Genius, I mean, it was sort of hard to make out what he said, but Genius had one line written down as, "My smile's so poppin' I burp." I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But it did remind me of his feature on Trim, uh, on music on Cardi's album. Is that last year? 2 years ago? Last year? Yeah, that was last year. It sort of reminded me of that, and obviously he has great verses on that song. So yeah, I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. This song was really good for me. And then Wait Up was after that. Uh, I thought after the disappointing few first tracks that he was coming back with Tank Top Pluto and then the first half of Wait Up. I loved the first half, not even half, it was like fourth of Wait Up, like the first verse, and it was great. The first verse was amazing. I loved it. And then it went to the chorus, and then it went to the second verse, and he just sounded so sleepy and tired. And I don't understand how, as an artist, you can release something like that. Like, you can listen to it back, you can hear that it doesn't sound good. How are you releasing this? You know? Like, it just didn't sound good. He sounded tired, like he didn't even want to be on the song. And I gave that a 2 out of 5. The next track was Konnichiwa. I thought he was gonna say some crazy things on this song just because of the title. That's sort of what I was expecting. And he did. He said some a little outlandish things, but nothing wild. He said, "Girl ain't gonna pee on me." And in the beginning of the second verse, it sort of, to me, it just sort of sounded like he started saying random words that rhymed. He said, "Peach tree, catalog cheat sheet, peanut butter, gold seats." I don't know what any of that means, honestly. But the ad libs sort of got annoying for me. I saw a lot of people loving this song. Well, not loving. I saw a lot of people giving some praise to it. It was fun, catchy, pretty good rapping. It didn't stick out. It sounded like every other song, sort of. I have that at a 2.5 out of 5. I feel like it could grow on me though. I've listened to the album twice now. I feel like a lot of the songs could grow on me, but I'll save that for the end. Trenchcoat. I gave it a 2 out of 5. The only notes I have is not much to say and very basic say future song, which you can say for, I feel like a lot of the songs on this album, they're sort of just safe, not taking, well, okay, I'm not going to say he didn't take risks because, I mean, there were some songs on this that were pretty new for future, I guess. And then Snow and Skyami, whatever. Oh, I gave Trench Coat a 2 out of 5. Snow and Skyami. Uh, there was a Bloodhound Jeff tribute. He said, "Stepped on so many girls, shouldn't have no legs." What does that mean? I don't know. But apparently the Skyami is talking about Miami, and the Snow's talking about Coke or diamonds. That's what Genius said. Uh, it was basic. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I gave it a 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 I'm saying is like pretty much just a boring song, right? Because 5 out of 10 it's like, okay, this is fine, this is mid. But I feel like if a song is boring, it's worse than mid, in my opinion. And then we get to the next track, Build a B Word. Is this a Bella Porch reference? I don't know. I mean, but that Bella Porch song had to come out like 5 years ago. I haven't heard about Bella Porch in like since she released that song either, so I don't know. I don't know. But basically in this song, he just describes his dream girl. He says that he'd give her confidence and whatever else. Uh, Good for you, Future. I'm sure you could find her. You're famous. So, I mean, you're 42. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to diss Future. Whatever. But, I said horrible. There's no beat drop or nothing. It's just the same plucky melody played over and over and over again. just uninteresting, pretty annoying. Gave that a 1 out of 5. Surprisingly, this is not the lowest point on the album. Stay tuned. Radio. This is the song I talked about in the beginning. How is this not for the radio? I don't know. I don't know. Because in the chorus he goes, "This is not for the radio. This is not for the radio." Whatever. How is this not for the radio? It's catchy. It has stomps in it. Like, it's pretty like radio friendly melody. I don't understand how this isn't for the radio. And that's where the line, "This is not for the radio. Who is this for?" And that's what I said sums up the song and the whole album as a whole. Gave that a 2 out of 5. And then track, what number is this? This is track number, this would be track number 12, I believe. 2018. Just, I feel like 2018 was a pretty good year. When did King's Dead come out? The Black Panther album. When did that come out? 2018. Yeah, that's why it's called 2018. 2018 was a good year, you know? What happened in 2018? Besides that, King's Rock. There was like Prom Fortnite, right? There's a bunch of stuff. There's Black Panther. Uh, but Future's tribute to 2018 is this song. And this song is horrible. This song is horrible. It's bad vocals, they're squeaky, there's no melody. No melody at all. It's too long, even though most of the songs on this album are not like 2 to 3 minutes, which isn't, it's pretty short. This song is too long. It's like 2:40. Too long. Too long. He said, hidden in the car if your girl tried to grape me. Okay. Okay, Future. Okay, Future. And then there's another line, I think. Oh yeah, nasty girl tried to suck me while I was peeing. I mean, I believe this song has to be bait for TikTok, honestly. Because there's no one, he knows no one's going to listen to this, right? He's just trying to get people talking about how bad it is so that, like, I don't know, get some publicity. Any publicity is good publicity, I guess. I don't know, man. Money over everything. Originally, oh wait, no. 2018 is a .5 out of 5, so. Okay, Money Over Everything. 13th track on the album. I originally had it at a 2.5 out of 5, and then I was watching the NFR review this album, and they said that it was one of the highlights. And then I went back and revisited it, and it wasn't bad. No, that sounds like I'm trying to. No, it was good. It's a good song. Maybe I was hating on my second re-listen. Went back and listened to it. I enjoyed it. Gave it a 3 out of 5. But I mean, it's still sort of just same old, same old. But it's tough. It's a good song. Can't do anything about it. It's a good song. I liked it. And then 14th track, Off the Hinge. The chorus was nice. With the choir and the oohs, I like that. He had a good flow on this song. But there's not much else to say really. I mean, it's just nothing else really going on. Same old subject matter for Future. Uh, 3 out of 5. And then track 15, If I Could. This sort of signals a switch up for the album, I think. From here on, this song, he's sort of vulnerable, talking about how he, like, can't tell anyone anything, or it's hard for him to tell people his feelings. Uh, I think this is hypocritical with the rest of the songs on the album. But I mean, what can you expect from Future, right? He's made his living off being, like, manipulative and whatever. He literally says, if I could rule the universe, there wouldn't be sin. And then he said, if I could rule the universe, rats shouldn't live. Okay, which one is it, Future? I mean, what are we doing? I gave this a 2.5 out of 5. I think it was a good performance vocally. I don't really remember it, but I believe it was good vocally. So 2.5 out of 5 for me. And then we go to Big Moment. It sounds pretty similar to If I Could. Like they could have just been two parts of the same song, in my opinion. He's vulnerable again, and there's a very, very similar piano riff in this song as in If I Could. So, I mean, they're very similar. Sort of just sounds like they were recorded one after another, and Future was just wanting to talk about the same things over a similar beat. I don't know. He said, grew up listening to Slim. If he's talking about Eminem, Future was 16 when Eminem made it big. So, like, I don't know if you did grow up listening to Slim Future. I gave that a 2.5, or not 2.5, 2 out of 5. Just 2. And then we got Cast a Spell. He's vulnerable again. I told you If I Could was signaling a switch up for the album. He's been vulnerable these last 3 tracks. And this one, he's trying to get a girl back. He, it's bad. There's bad vocals. He said, "Silky sheets make me slide off the cover," and then he said, "Do a little whip it, make you clever." Okay. I mean, it's not no lines that are, you know, making you think about anything really, or making you really feel any feelings. He said, "Don't try to play with me, my brain's scattered," or something like that. Uh, I will not try to play this song, Future. I will try not to play this song for you. 1.5 out of 5 for that song. And then we get Kick. Uh, I saw some people praising this song. Maybe I'll need to re-listen to it because maybe it was just placed in the wrong part of the album because I gave it a 1.5 out of 5. There's some distortion and noise in certain parts of the beat. The lead I thought was annoying. Uh, Maybe if it was somewhere else, maybe if it was earlier in the album, I would have liked it more. But maybe these last few tracks have just ruined the album for me. I don't know. I don't know because then we get to the next song, Hollywood. It's good. It's really nice. It's fun. It's really an outlier so far on the album. There's no other song like this so far. Hello? Okay. I don't know what happened there, but my mic just cut out for some reason. But anyways, Hollywood. Really nice, fun. No other song like it so far on the album, but it could have been better, honestly. I feel like Future could have done more with his performance. But I feel like it might go big on TikTok. I gave this a 3 out of 5. Pretty good song. Uh, Feeling I Give is the next track. It's bad. There's bad vocals. He doesn't sound good when he sings. The beat sounded unfinished, I thought. He said, "Sound like Michael in the same lane. Either you're not talking about yourself, Future, or you're not talking about Michael Jackson, because it's just not true. You do not sound like Michael Jackson at all. It's really bad, Future. Yeah. You'll never be as toxic as me," he also said. Uh, that's a classic Future line, I guess. You know. And there's this audio clip or sample that kept repeating itself in the song. It kept saying, "Play this." No, I will not. Okay. And then we're down to the last 2 tracks on the album. Second to last, we have Alice, produced by Pharrell. What? Future Pharrell? No. This came out sounding like a Charlie XCX type beat. Uh, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I mean, I guess Future was taking risks, or he was just trying to get engagement bait, and that's sort of what I think. I think this will definitely be the biggest song on the album, though, because of TikTok, stuff like that. Sounds like Maid of Honor, sort of. He said, "Alice in Wonderland slipped down that hole." Maybe this will grow on me. You know, it's catchy. Obviously, it's Pharrell. but I give this a 2 out of 5 for now. And then we go to Eye to Eye, the outro of the album. Future delivers another same old track for me. Again, maybe if it was placed somewhere else in the album, I would have liked it more. But I said this sums up the album listening experience. You know, just boring. There's an interpolation of Warzone, the old Future song, and apparently he uses the same cadence and flow. I didn't catch that. I haven't heard Warzone, I don't think. I gave Eye to Eye a 2 out of 5. So overall, Future the Real Me has some pretty low lights. Pretty low. But, you know, maybe there's something on this album that just wasn't my cup of tea that is someone else's, and I can accept that. I can give this album some respect. But to me, it just feels like he's dumping a bunch of songs onto an album in hopes of just getting some hit, you know? Not really putting any thought into it. Sort of like what Gunna's been doing with his recent albums, just flooding them with a bunch of tracks that feel like the same thing over and over and over. Obviously, apart from like 2018 Hollywood and Alice, but everything else just felt the same over and over again. I probably won't revisit this album ever again. Maybe I'll re-listen to it one more time. Some takeaways: F an interview. Tank Top Bluto definitely. Uh, and then Money Over Everything, Off the Hinge. That's about it. Or Hollywood. Did I say Hollywood? Hollywood was good. But that's about it. Uh, listen to it if you want. I gave Future the Real Me a 1.5 out of 5. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.